Warning, the following video contains topics of abuse. If you find this distressing, you may want to click off. When I was introduced to Ed, it was through some clips that I saw on YouTube of him putting mayo in his hair as some kind of lubricant. And somehow, some way, this thumb was able to bamboozle 3 women into dating him. Each of these relationships has their own caveats, their own issues. He is the common factor in all 3 of those equations. And it seems like history keeps on repeating itself. Ed's first wife, who he had his daughter with, he left in order to go pursue relationships with younger women, which he admitted to on 90 Day Fiancé. And if you don't know what 90 Day Fiancé is, it's basically this show where people in America are dating somebody abroad. TLC films their relationship in the US, and within these 90 days, they have to get married in order for that person to stay here. It's setting up for a lot of bad relationships where either one or 2 of the people involved are not in it for the right reasons. And that is why there are so many of these couples that become crazy popular, because they're just so ridiculous. And that was no different with Ed's appearance. But he kind of went viral. That got him a lot of publicity, and I think it gave him a little bit too much of an ego. He ended up coming back for this spin-off series called The Single Life, and it's, connected to 90 Day Fiancé, because why wouldn't it be? I'm not like a huge 90 Day fan, but I love watching videos about it. When I found out about Ed and Rose, I was just mind-boggled. If I came into a foreign country expecting to see something different than what I did, I would probably run as far away as I could. The way that he reacted when he came to her country was just completely disrespectful. That, to me, was a red flag. There had already been several red flags that we had just been spoon-fed over and over and over again. It wasn't until what recently happened that people are fully behind the cancellation of Ed and removing him from the 90 Day franchise. A lot of people related to him or found it funny or felt bad for him. That was me, because I know it can't be easy to be born with something or have some kind of condition that makes you look different than other people or act different than other people. I have a condition that makes me act different than other people. So I felt for him. During this 90 Day, The Single Life spinoff, Ed had gone to this restaurant. He was a regular at this restaurant that a woman named Liz worked at. Customer service, you always gotta be polite. I do see that being a problem. A lot of women will be polite to their customers. That can lead to people coming on to you. That's always really, really uncomfortable. It's just a weird situation in the first place, and the way that it was portrayed on the show was just kind of gross to me. The whole thing seemed stalkerish, and that's never a good way to start a relationship. It was kind of pressured onto her, not only by Ed, but the cameras, TLC, and all of that. Liz was just put in a really bad situation. Nobody should ever have to go through that shit. About a week and a half ago, there was a sit-down video done with the 90 Day Single Life, and I think some of the participants of the current 90 Day season. It was kind of just a talk show format. Both Ed and Liz were there. They were sitting apart from each other. They announced that they were separated. The way that they were talking about it, it just seemed bittersweet. They were both very emotional. We didn't really know anything else about it until a week later when the phone call was leaked. This phone call was between Ed and Liz. She had recorded it in order to prove that she wasn't crazy, because it seems like Big Ed had been gaslighting her constantly, making her feel crazy. It's easy to recognize why she would record that. If somebody is making you doubt your own sanity, you want to record that. This phone call, she's obviously extremely distressed and is called stupid by Ed over and over after she had asked him permission to bring a coworker home, give them a ride home.
The word fuck over and over and over again. I deserve a minute to speak. Why can't you give me that minute? Or are you just gonna call me because I'm stupid?
Go ahead. Stop with the fucking emotions and prove your point.
Go
ahead. It was a stupid decision on your part. It was a stupid question. You fucking should have never asked me that. It was disrespectful to your boyfriend. I'm sorry. And the fact that you don't see that makes you look stupid.
Basically saying that her even asking the question in the first place was a stupid question to ask, and the fact that she asked that question was the reason why he was so upset and why he was yelling at her. She, in her distress, was very emotional. She was crying, she was upset, and he was there being calm and calling her stupid and gaslighting her. You can actually see the switch of gaslighting within the time frame of that phone call. He switches up on her, and during that call makes her feel like she was crazy.
Stop!
For you to even offer to give a coworker a ride home to El Cajon, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Stop! Stop belittling me! I don't deserve this. Stop! Stop!
You are fucked up in the head.
I called you and asked you, and you
I
said,
don't give a fuck.
then why did you say yes?
Fuck you.
Why did you say okay?
Fuck you.
After watching that, I'm looking at this situation and I'm actually feeling completely different about it. At first, I just thought this relationship didn't organically happen. The fact that this phone call came out a week or so after that video of their breakup, it puts things into perspective. How Liz might have been feeling and what she was dealing with. I just don't feel the same anymore. I feel like TLC does need to remove this man from the internet because it's just giving him a platform that he really should not have. People like this need to go to therapy. They don't need a platform where they can be doing the same predatory behaviors that they've been doing, which is what he is doing. It is predatory. Finding all of these young, impressionable women, using the fact that they are young and impressionable to use them and abuse them and gaslight them the way he did with Liz in that phone call. The longer that TLC supports Mr. Ed, the longer this thumb, this toenail, this stinky bitch is going to continue to find women and ruin them and hurt them, which is exactly what he did to Liz and what he did to Rose. And if you ask either of them, which I don't think has been asked enough, are you okay? Are you doing well? I'm sure that they would agree it being televised wasn't the best thing. Even though it has helped Rose get the money that she needs to support herself, I do believe that this kind of thing being televised is not good for anybody's health. TLC definitely prioritizes a good show over these people's mental well-being. It shows, no pun intended, it shows immensely through this whole situation that they really just don't give a fuck if anyone's hurting, as long as they're getting the bag. And that's why they brought Ed back, because he did so well. He became viral. Obviously, they're going to want to capitalize on that. And in turn, that's going to continue the cycle and make more people, more women, get hurt. In conclusion, Ed fucking sucks. Cancel Ed. Get rid of Ed. Goodbye, Mayo Man, forever and ever. In fact, you know what? I feel justified in attacking Mr. Ed. I'm going to read you a poem. This is for you, Ed, from 90 Day Fiancé. I don't know your last name. Don't care to know your last name. Mayo Man. Greasy hair, beady eyes. No, Ed, you go shave your thighs. Silent stare. Time he bides. Waiting for the perfect, unsuspecting young bride. Smells like a sub. Acts like a dom. But there's no happy ending in his shitty rom-com. He got the bag. It's 4 feet deep. Too bad that cash can't help a man sleep. Creep. Dear Ed, please go away. Alright, so that is the video. I hope that you learned something. I hope that we can find a way to make sure Ed is removed from TLC swiftly and silently. Well, that actually sounds ominous, but I just hope that he gets help. I hope Liz gets help, and I freaking hope that TLC does something, puts out a statement of some kind, because this kind of behavior is unacceptable. There's no real reason you should be supporting this. I don't know what else to fucking say. I'm so awkward. But yeah, you can subscribe if you want. I don't know what channel I'm gonna put this shit on. I'm just gonna fucking go. I'm gonna go, okay? I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna go. I promise. I'm gonna go, okay? I'm gonna stop talking and I'm gonna go. Okay, that's it. Goodbye. Have a nice day.